Today we are going to be talking about how to use monk mode for hyper productivity. And I'm going to be sharing with you a technique that you can use when you're going into monk mode that's going to get you into that flow state even faster so that you can produce more, you can learn more, you can create better outcomes for your business and for your clients. And it's all gonna come together so very well for you. You know, your ability to focus on one task and get that task done better than anyone else equates to more success in your business. You've got to be able to put your head down for an extended period of time with discipline and get the hard work done. I'm not talking about the shallow work that anyone can do, or you can automate or defer or delete. I'm talking about the hard things that you must do if you're going to drive your business forward. And that's what monk mode is all about. And I'm doing a series on monk mode. So if you're just happening across this video right now and you haven't seen the other videos, let me throw a little link on the screen somewhere for you so that you can go back and watch that. If you're watching me now live, then you can just click around somewhere in my YouTube channel, and you will find the other videos in a playlist, a monk mode playlist. It might be wise to go back and watch the first videos so that you are caught up to where we are today, because today we are going to be getting tactical, and I'm going to share with you a proven way to accelerate getting yourself into monk mode and getting that hard work done. For those of you who don't know me, it's Chris Prouty, and for the last 22 years, I have helped thousands of paying clients attract more business into their business by getting more clients from the internet and from social media. But I do it in a way that is a little bit different, something that you might not think. And if you're new to my channel, now would be a genius time to click the subscribe button and turn on the bell for notifications so that you get alerts every time I create new content like this. And I'm creating this series on monk mode to help you gain additional amounts of focus. We've covered why monk mode is so important. We've covered what it is and how it works. But today we're going to be starting to get very tactical. My clients get paid to impact people's lives, and they come to me because they're looking for predictable ways to attract more clients into their business so that they can generate revenue doing something they love. Because even though they have attracted some clients from the internet, they know that there's more out there for them, and they want the fulfillment of having an abundance of clients to serve. So let's talk about one of the tactics that you can do to get into monk mode very rapidly. And it is the use of a ritual to get you into the monk mode state of mind, a ritual to get you into that flow state. Now, I'm not talking about any kind of crazy ritual where we're gonna have to do anything weird. I'm talking about eliciting responses from your senses as you move into the flow state of monk mode. And I'm going to explain what that means for you. You can see the dog. You can see the dog. I don't know where here, I can't tell. Dog's right over there walking around. So we're going to elicit a response from your 5 senses as we're going into monk mode. That's what a ritual is. It's the pairing of something to help you do something else. Probably the best example I can give you is your sense of smell, very strong sense. And you'll smell something that will take you back to when you were a child, and you can go right back to that place. Or maybe it reminds you of a person or an experience. Sense of smell is so very strong. Your sense of hearing as well. You might hear a song that reminds you of someone or a certain time in your life. It's your senses. When you can pair your sense with an experience, they become linked and they become bonded together. And that's what I want to share with you today, is creating a ritual for moving into monk mode. And by the way, if you are serious about growing your business and you'd like a straightforward step-by-step approach, I've created a free on-demand class for you that you can take right now by going to proutyclass.com. I'm going to put the link right over here for you. And don't click on that, that'll pause the video. But just go to proutyclass.com, give me your email address. I'm gonna send you access to an on-demand workshop that's gonna show you the new way to attract clients from social media so that you can start getting more clients into your business and feel that incredible sense of confidence that comes with having clients to serve. So let's talk about these rituals and how you can use a ritual to get into monk mode. And I talked about your senses, and that's really one of the things that I want to explore with you today, is how you use the senses and how I use my 5 senses to go into monk mode. But even beyond that, we must set the stage for monk mode, because remember, in monk mode, you're in a flow state, you're focused, distraction-free for a long period of time. Again, refer to the previous videos where we talk about that. But you need to have the environment set up for you to be successful in it. So we must answer the questions: where are you going to work when you're going into this flow state, into this work state where you're in a monk-like distraction-free state? Where are you going to work? Is it in your home office? Great. Let's just make sure that you're always working in the same place. How long are you going to work? You've heard me say this in other videos. I recommend between 1 and 4 hours. We tend to fall off after 4 hours. I happen to work very well for a 4-hour block of time. So when I decide that I'm going to go into monk mode, I work for 4 hours. And I generally don't work for less. So where are you going to work? How long are you going to work? What are you going to need while you're working? Maybe you're going to need to have a drink handy. Maybe you're going to need to have a pen and paper, or a notepad, or a notebook and paper. Whatever it is you're going to need, I recommend having it in place before you begin. And I also recommend not having a lot of snacks on hand. It's just kind of a side recommendation. I find snacks to be a distraction. And as we learned, one distraction can kill your momentum for 20 minutes. So if you can go 4 hours without having a snack, I think you're gonna be in pretty good shape. So try to have a drink on hand. We wanna stay hydrated, but we don't wanna be spending our time opening food and eating it. You also wanna make a decision on what you're going to get done. Having that goal in mind is going to be very helpful before you actually get it done. And then I highly recommend eliciting at least one of your senses. Doing something to stimulate one of your senses, at least, is going to give you that mental starting point. Oh, yeah, okay, this is beginning now, because this only happens when I go into this flow state. Let me tell you how I do it. I try to work through all of my senses. I don't just do one. I try to go through all, however many senses you have. 5 of them? That's probably like 5. So visually, I like to set up my environment so that it is absolutely clean and free of anything that might distract me. Now that's a normal work state for me anyways, but my desk in my home office is empty aside from my computer. And that's how I like it to be. I do have one additional thing on my desk. I'll share that with you in just a moment, because that's something that I use as one of my ways of getting into that flow state. So it's one of the rituals that I have, but share that with you in just a moment. So I like to have my desk absolutely clear. So my vision is distraction free. Now, right before I begin, I walk over to the window, I open up the blinds, and I look outside just for a couple of minutes. It's really engaging and really energizing just to look out. I live in a beautiful place, a tropical place, so I have green outside all the time, but wherever you live, I'm sure you can find some beauty as you look out the window. So that's your sense of sight. Now, your sense of hearing. How do we elicit a ritual that's going to trigger your sense of hearing? Well, I listen to music while I'm working. Sometimes I work in silence, and that works very well, but generally I like to have music on. I like to have music that helps me concentrate. So when I'm going into that deep flow state, that monk mode, I have a specific type of music that I listen to. Sometimes I listen to one song on repeat for the entire 4 hours. That would drive a lot of you nuts, I realize that. But it works for me, and you must find what works for you. Maybe it's jazz or classical, or like me, maybe it's electronic music, which is what I happen to listen to, deep house music. It's what I listen to while I'm in monk mode. It just works really well for me. So get your sense of hearing involved and find the thing that's going to work for you. If it's silence and you don't have a silent environment, maybe you're going to need some noise-canceling headphones. But elicit your sense of hearing. How about your sense of smell? How can we get the sense of smell involved? For me, it involves lighting a candle, because I have a very specific scented candle that I light whenever I'm going into my work state. You can actually see it lit right there, right behind me. I light that candle when I'm going into that state. That smell triggers my brain and says to my brain, it's time to get to work. So we've got the sense of sight, the sense of hearing, sense of smell. How about the sense of taste? For me, when I go into monk mode, I always have iced coffee on hand. So my taste buds, when they taste that coffee, which I just drink black and iced, only iced when I'm in monk mode, when I taste that, my brain says, oh, I know what's going on right now. So those are four. Let's see, we covered sight, we covered hearing, we covered smell, we covered taste, and sense of touch. And I have this right here to show you. I keep this rock on my desk. Now, rock has a lot of meaning to me. It's a success trigger. It's a wealth trigger for me because of where this rock came from. Not the moon. I didn't go to the moon. Didn't travel into space. But this rock has a lot of significance for me. It's very small, very portable, very easy. My thumb fits in a little crevasse right here very, very nicely. So we elicit the sense of touch. I elicit the sense of touch. I just pick up this rock, put my thumb in the groove, rub it around a little bit, remind myself of what I do, why I do what I do. This is a wealth trigger for me. And so this really is the last thing I do right before I begin. Pick it up, feel it, squeeze it, feel a little bit of energy flow through me, put it down, and then I get to work, just like you should. So what I would like you to do is think about how you can engage at least one of your senses to help bring you into that state of monk mode. It's going to help you tremendously. Try it. You might have to do it for a couple of days before it really starts to kick in. But my one tip for you, elicit the help of your senses as you're going into monk mode. Use that as your ritual. While everything that I just taught you is incredibly important, it might not be the only thing that you need right now, which is why I'm going to put a link to another video right here for you to check out right now so that you can get even more growth in your business. And of course, if you click on my face, you can subscribe to my channel and get alerts every time I create content like this.